Craig, what up though? We live on three platforms. We on the blue, the green, and the purple. But Shogun is fire. You see, I can see that. Have you read the book? It's even better. No, I haven't read the book, but I'm on a mission this year to read books every week. So like I'm on a Buddhism book right now.
Let me teach you
I'm
how to
reading.
vibe.
My daughter reads books faster than me and it's bothering me. If you got kids, make it to where it's fun for them to read books. My daughter is like a bookhead now. And I think that's what like unlock her brain. He said Ghost of Tsushima vibes. The premise of the show is an Englishman washes up on a Japanese shore after coming out of a storm. Whole crew about to die. They shipwrecked.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
They land in Japan, and when they get to Japan, the Spanish and the Portuguese has had a blockade on the Silk Road, and in the route to get to Japan. When they get there, they find out the Spanish church, the Portuguese church has split the world in half. The western half of the world belongs to the Spanish. The eastern half of the world belongs to the Portuguese. Their goal is the New World Order, which is implement religion, replace all the leaders, and to become the world. That's the New World Order. That's why I told y'all the New World Order is already here. If you're thinking it's going to show up out of the thin air, like New World Order is literally here. This is the New World Order, and it's happened. Everything they said they was going to do, they've done it, right? So when the Japanese find that out, the thing that the Europeans have always had is they have superior firepower. They got cannons, they got guns. Most of the Japanese they got guns, but they don't want to use them. They think that it's like disgraceful. So like them trying to understand each other's culture comes a couple of translators. One translator's from the church. One translator is a Japanese girl who has converted, and the show starts at the point that like the church realizes that somebody else can translate the words of other Europeans. And then there becomes the English, Portuguese, and Spanish fight to see who can have control of Japan. But Japan, the Japanese is super smart and they pick up on it fast. But the only problem is the Japanese are split between 5 rulers because the one ruler has died and left the heir that's not old enough. So you have 5 warring states that are all fighting for position because they all want power before this boy turns 16. And the only way that all won't happen is if one of them take over and become Shogun. So that's what the premise of the show is. And nobody in the show is to be trusted. Everybody has an angle. Everybody has something that they want. Everybody has something that they hiding. And it's like a clash of cultures of them trying not to kill each other before they get what they need from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the show is, but the main character, the Shogun, is just like, he just too slick, bro. Like they legitimately teach you how to vibe. They legitimately have him by the balls, but he just smarter than everybody. And it's like, it's kind of crazy. And he learning on the fly. Oldest love is reading. Who feels guidance to success, it sucks. She read fast and you sounded jealous. Not jealous, proud. I'm a firm believer. Y'all can clip this. I don't believe in haters. I don't believe that jealousy and envy is a bad thing. Anybody want to challenge me? The Discord is open. I don't believe that jealousy or envy is a bad thing. I don't believe in haters also. Anybody want to smoke them in the Discord? Magellan's Pass, yeah. D4. But see, they had hidden military bases on the route, and that's why the Japanese got mad. You know what I'm saying? That's like, wait a minute, these boys they loading up to come get us at some point. You doing a good job. I'm doing it with the 4-year-old. We got to start them reading early. Like, our kids are gonna have to be smarter and more involved in the world than us. they look down on using guns. Good overview, and you ain't spoiled nothing. That's what I was trying to do without giving it away. So once you watching it, you watching like them clash of cultures of like the difference between the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church, and then like what defines them all being Christian is like that's something that you grow up wondering. And it's like the thing about it is when somebody questions that, was that the New World Order? The U.S. is a separation of church and state built as a new nation. But those said churches, if you was to get in your car and drive for 10 minutes, you're going to see more churches than anything else. And I'm willing to bet every single church in the United States is under a 501c3, and I guarantee they own the property they own. So technically the church is probably each specific church is probably the biggest landowner in the world. Like if you took all the Catholic churches in the world across the world and the property that they own, because churches ain't never on bad locations. Like churches just like got better locations than Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like just think about the land where all these churches is across the world, all the Christian churches across the world. Like they probably got like the biggest, most valuable set of land like on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody got more land than the church. Yo, she with the gifted. Appreciate the love, bro. Dragon stickers in the chat. We away from the goal this month, but I appreciate the continued support. Follow me on Kick. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on
Let
YouTube.
me teach you how to vibe.
Pin links are down in the comments, man. Make sure you tapped in. These shop talks go up on YouTube. So if you want to be a part of it, join the Discord and have the conversation. He said jealousy brings out the best in people. It really do. Elaborate on the jealousy thing. I agree with you on the other perspective. Jealousy is this. Jealousy could be, man, the way Jay Mitch handles certain situations, bro. I wish I could do it the way he do it. I know I can't, but I wish I could. It may inspire me to try harder in a certain spin where you're better than me at. Not to be better than you, but to be a better version of myself. It could be simple as a shooter saying, man, I wish I could shoot like Steph Curry. So I'm going to hit the gym. He put up 1,000 shots a day. I'm going to put up 1,200. Maybe one day I'll be able to shoot as good as he can. And then if I ever passed him, man, I used to be jealous of you the way you shoot, bro. I seen you put up 1,000 shots a day, so I had to shoot 1,200. I maybe not go down in history, but I became a better shooter because of being inspired by you. That's jealousy. Envy could also be, I'm envious of that person position, man. You could be a person with no kids and like, man, he got his son, got his daughter, man. I'm envious of that. But it don't make you a hater. You just like, man, like that's what I want. Jealousy and envy is somebody having something that you don't, but it's all in the spin. Now, if you took that same jealousy and envy, it's the duality that's in everything. You could take that same jealousy and envy and say, man, I wish I could shoot as good as him. Man, fuck him. He can't really shoot that good, man. I hope he missed. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But that's somebody's own personal feelings being placed upon something that's not negative. You see what I'm saying? Like in LIP and Vibe Nation, everything is balanced. Everything is one, right? So you need light for a plant to grow, but it don't flower, it don't bloom without darkness. So it's like you got to put that together. You know what I'm saying? Like jealousy and envy ain't necessarily a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just what you do with the jealousy and envy is what makes it bad. It's like a gun. A gun could be to protect somebody or it could be to harm somebody. Just depend on the person with it in their hand. Hulu, Shogun is on Hulu. Fluent Spanish and can understand it. Goes for him to be better than I ever been. And if you see your son speaking fluent Spanish, you say, ooh, I'm jealous, man. I wish somebody taught me Spanish when I was 5. That's not a bad thing. That's saying, man, I wish when you're younger, you learn faster. I wish somebody would have did that. That could be jealous. You know, jealous don't got to be a negative thing. It's like 60K-ish McDonald's in America, but there are 300,000 churches in America. Thank you. And they're everywhere in every nation. And they're protected. And they're not, they can operate without taxes too. Got 3 locations, one bigger than the next. That's Church of the Highlands here. Not everybody receives jealous like you. Others react different, so I believe it's just in the person. Wordplay Thursday. Am I wrong for saying the churches are the biggest? Some of you're not wrong for that, but that's what I'm saying.
Let me
Even
teach you
religion
how
could
to
be
vibe.
used to save people and to give a principle base for people to live their life a better way to reach a higher level of consciousness, or it could be to take over a population of people and enslave them and steal all their money. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the person that's running the church. Peanut butter was just a brick. We signed Sebastian Joseph. How you feel about the signing? He's a depth or somebody. He's depth. He's depth to go next to Big Jeff. They got to make more moves though. We need more goons on the line. Like imagine if we had DJ Reader and Sebastian Joseph, or we had Ark Armstead and Sebastian Joseph. You feel better about what we got up front, but we still got a long way. It's when you had to hate to it. Church of Tennessee called Sinker Creek and Johnson still start for you making them in USA. They added malice behind it. It changed the perspective. That part, because I can't speak of a league of it. When I drove trucks, I used to go speak Spanish really good because I had 155 contracts on my route, and probably like 20% of them was Hispanic. And people used to wonder how I could get contracts signed. I was like, I learned the basic set of numbers, and I could go in and talk enough Spanish to get them to understand what I needed them and what they wanted. Shit, look, money is universal language. You know what I'm saying? Fonza Cody, Uplifting Souls, Carlisle, D4, Chronic, Tone, Nick, JP. How you feel about the church startup loan system if you're versed in it? I don't know about the church startup loan system. I got pastors in my family. I'm a person that got out of the church at a young age. I'd say around high school age, I got out of the church. I'm not a Christian, but Jesus wasn't a Christian. I can aspire to be like Christ consciousness. I can aspire to be like all the great people that walked the earth. I could aspire to be Muhammad. I could aspire to be Buddha. I can aspire to be Gandhi. I can aspire to be Thoth. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I could say I'm whatever, but it's the walk that makes you something. I know some people that don't have to tell me what they are. I'll feel it. If I don't feel it, it ain't for me. I've became a much better person outside of that structure, but I understand that structure, and I don't knock anybody who uses that structure. But to me, growing up, when the black church changed from what it used to be to what it is now, I had to step away. But there's some fire pastors that are great speakers that can inspire people to do great things. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to from where I'm from, like my own city, like
Let
my
me teach
uncle,
you how to vibe.
my dad's wife's brother, Flip. If you just sat in, like you would, it's like a show when he started talking. James Edwards. He's a big time pastor in Houston, Texas. If you listen to him talk, you want to run through a wall. Coach Clay. You listen to Coach Clay talk, you want to run through a wall. I had some of the deepest conversation. My old barber, Ed. Ed is a Q dog, went to Miles, used to have a barbershop. It's on Green Springs, Blueprint Barbers. Him and his brothers cut. Big E and Jamal, Dog, and Mike. Some of the deepest conversations I've ever had. I have people around that are pastors that we can talk with, like that. When that changed, it used to be my grandma and all the old ladies in the church cooking and teaching the kids stuff in Sunday school and picking people up and going helping people in the neighborhood that's part of the church. And nobody would be hungry that was part of our church. If somebody needs some help, my grandma would send vegetables to their house. I'd take them on my bike. If somebody was on sick and shut in, we had a basketball team. We did music. We did everything. When that changed, then I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the church was get people to vote. The church was fix things in the community. The church was making sure people get to school and sending people off to high school and college right. When it didn't become that. And I know people say you can find another church, but it just wasn't for me. So I go to church when I feel like it. I've been to mosques, I've been to temples, I've been to religious, all kind of stuff, like, but that ain't my sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, my first cousin was a missionary, you know what I'm saying? Like, he graduated double rest in peace. He had double degrees, you know what I'm saying? Like, he flew through it. But, you know, it ain't for everybody. Chick-fil-A about to add pizza to the menu. Get out of here. KFC or another pizza. Yeah, shot talk be feeling high on the convo. Man, it's just the consciousness rising, man. When you add politics and about that's where you got a problem. Old school church. Yeah, it was old school church, bro. Some days say it's for months, and we made sure they was right. I said teachers on, you can respect it. Cause see Will Cody, what up? But see, the thing about it is where I arrived to that point is, you know, when you get to asking some tough questions and seeing how the world works, it gets spooky, man. It get dark. You know what I'm saying? And it's a rabbit hole to go down. And I choose not to go to it. I choose to say whatever a person decides they want to do with their life, you know what I'm saying? Because all of our goal is to live. Most of the world's major religions are built on the same set of principles: how to become a better person and reach a higher level of consciousness. And you can do that a number of different ways. My problem comes in when you use the religion to say there's only one way to do it. This is the only way to do it. If you don't do it this way, you deserve to die. And people have weaponized that across the globe to make you think somebody who looks and breathes in has the same like the difference between nationalities and genetic makeup is literally a small percentage, like less than 5%. Like pretty much the every human has the same basic makeup with the exception of like probably a defective product in the US is more than 3% variance, right? Humans are less than that, the difference in variance and what makes us all different. So if that's the case, I can't weaponize this tool to say, because you believe this, or because you don't believe this, or because you read this, or because you're a part of this, every other person is subhuman and deserves to die. Like that can't be, but that's what it's been turned to. Like that's been the biggest tool of it, and that's my problem I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Is that I've taken the time of my life to talk to people outside of in every faith to get understanding about how they live their lives. And it's really a small difference. And here's the other part. 5% of all religions is probably radical. The 5% of each religion that's radical is the stereotype that people judge. The other 95% that's like, nah, that's not us. And these people have weaponized that to make people hate each other based upon one simple question. Then when you get to the fundamental principle part of it is, how is this elevating your life and making you reach a higher consciousness? I'm pausing. Nah, we ain't gonna switch. I got back at my church recently, stepped into the water and got baptized with my wife. I saw a lot of weird things like in church. We took up and said to the community and the ones that can't do for themselves. And see, that's what I mean, Jay Mitch. It's certain people who walk the walk who just ain't talking. And I had the biggest respect for them because people ask me all the time to come do stuff. I'm like, bro, I'll come fellowship with the people that really walk and inspire me. It don't matter what they do. Outside of that, like it ain't my sauce. He said, correct. The word is love. Living in love and not fear. If you showed the Mike Tyson fight on Kick, I'm not sure. Mel say, can you name a man that raised from the dead? Mel, this is what you have to do. And I'm going to ask you very, 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 very carefully. When we have these talks, if y'all can't keep y'all emotions out of it to the point where if somebody doesn't agree or has something different than you, then you instantly become duh, duh, duh. That doesn't attract people. And I talked to a pastor the last church I went to. He said that doesn't attract people. What you do is actually push people away, because if somebody don't agree with you, they become your enemy. That's what this shit is about. Somebody weaponizing these things. Now, do you think you can get me to fellowship and partake in what you do if the first thing you think is I disagree. You don't know their religions and there are facts and truths that way supersede the world that we live in. When they start finding religious texts that's 20, 30, 40,000 years old, way before this life that we lived, when this thing start becoming unearthed and you see it, you can't unsee it. It doesn't diminish or take anything away. If you live your life and you live a Christ-like life and you inspire me, I aspire to be Christ-like. But just because I don't believe everything word for word that was basically put together by another man doesn't mean that you now become my enemy and you're going to hell. But okay, if I don't even believe in hell, like, how can you send me somewhere I don't believe in? See what I'm saying? Like, that's the weaponization part of it, is to make you think if somebody doesn't believe what you believe, they're infidel. They need to be banned. Like, Jehovah's Witnesses only believe 144,000 people are going to heaven. Like, so what the hell else are we going to do with the rest of the people on earth? Just set the motherfuckers on fire, bro. Like, let's not even waste time. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's the sensitivity of why I don't go into these topics if people are not going to be open-minded. Because all I could do is just take each one of y'all and I would have had you birthed on the other side of the earth and you'll be believing in something else based upon where you at. All these world religions out here used to all come together in big centers and learn from each other and grow. Now they don't do that. They say, you're my enemy. How in the hell can I believe in something that's supposed to make me reach a higher level of consciousness when I believe everybody who don't believe what I believe should be put to death? And that's not saying that's what all religions are made for. I'm saying these 5% of the people who control 95% of the resources in the population use this as a weaponized tool to keep people at odds with each other. Thank you, Jay Mitch. Because, like I said, I don't even want you to tell me what you are. Show me.
Let me teach you how to
How is
vibe.
it that I talk to pastors, I talk to imams, I talk to all kind of people in different religions that are like the figureheads of, they don't have a problem with nothing that I feel and think. But you take the average person and say, I mean, it's just like Republican, Democrat. Both of them are supposed to be working for the betterment of the people, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? Even if I disagree wholeheartedly with what this specific group of people are doing, I'm just gonna fuck it the other side. Let's ride on them. Like that's not how it works, bro. I mean, people have weaponized it to separate the people. Let me ask a better question. How do you think the world became? That's a better question, is how do you think the world became? Tell us all how the world became. I can tell you that everything in this world is all one thing. Everything is connected. All of us are connected. Every single thing in this universe is all connected to one piece. It's strategic, Jay Mitch, but it's like It's just like I said about haters. I don't believe in haters. I don't believe in jealousy. I don't believe in envy being negative. It's all in perspective. I like to understand y'all's perspectives on what make y'all do. See, there are people from every religion that'll show you the best of what they are and why they are. 70% is water. We've only explored 5% of the water on Earth. So what does that tell you? Tone. Quote of the day from Tone is cries and smiles like your opinions ain't believe. See, this the thing. When I ask a tough question, I ain't gonna get no answer. The Discord is open too. See, that's the difference between me and any other content creator that you're gonna find. The Discord is always open for anybody to get in here and talk and to speak their piece. Cause I wanna learn. I wanna understand. You know what I'm saying? I wanna see it. He said, what was my question? I said, he said, how do I think the world became? I asked him for him. That's a question for him to answer. It's not for me to answer. I switched it up 2 times. I kind of did a little bit. I switched it up by the way I answered. That's what I'm saying, Tom. You said, I'm asking, what do you believe? I'm asking, what do you believe? Because you said we in hell right now, so I'm asking you what you believe. Jonathan Mitchell, Maurice. Best version of be willing to learn from others to grow. He said he out the sauce. DeShenrick, what up? He said start buffering on the book. Of course. It's all good though. Cause see this the thing, like people ask an open-ended question that's indirect to try to put you in a box to try to spin what you're saying. And I don't subscribe to that. So I'm saying, tell me what you believe. Cause I put it like this. Like, I had a pastor told me I would never have to read. I had a pastor tell me one day, he said, I wholeheartedly believe you could make it to heaven without ever reading a religious text. A pastor told me that. Because theology is what the school you go to become a pastor. So theology is the study of the theory of religion. We all know every religion has a root that originated before that. There's a full Bible that has every chapter in it. The Bible that we have is one that's been constructed and been put together by men that don't have my best interest in mind. Now, put all the books back together. I can read and read and understand, and you could put the emerald tablets. You could put everything together. Put it all together. Don't separate none of it. Put it all together. And then you see, at the end of the day, there were civilizations that predated us that had a whole lot better understanding of this universe and this world we live in, and it's all been lost. And at some point in time, it'll come back. And until then, I will follow whatever reaches me the highest level of consciousness. And that thing that'll help me reach the highest level of consciousness will help me be closer to this universal creator that we all call God. And if you don't believe in God, that's fine too. Because there's some people that I know that don't believe, that are better people than some people that proclaim to be believers. No, I'm not trying to put you in a box. We can believe two separate things, and I can respect what you say. You want to hop in the Discord? I'll be wanting y'all to hop in the Discord every day. He said, "You believe in the Bible, so you do. So do you believe in the text that predate the Bible that the Bible got a lot of its books from? Do you have the full Bible with all the missing books?" Yeah, it has nothing to do with what book you read. That's the Council of Nicaea. Bro, the Vatican got way more stuff than we'll ever believe will exist. Bro, NASA controls the inside, the interior to the Great Pyramids now, and the Vatican got pretty much every historic piece in the history of Earth like locked away. Comedy. Now you tapping into what I believe. When you're born, just like a bird or any animal, instilled in you from a universal creator, you know right from wrong. You can feel fight or flight. You know when you're doing something wrong. You have a gut feeling. You have consciousness. All these things are removed and stripped from you through this unnatural world we living in right now. Every animate thing that walks the earth is already born with everything that they ever will need to know. It just needs to be unlocked. It's all within you. Everything is within you. Heaven and hell, God, the devil, light and dark, everything is all within you. It's all one. It's just whether you can bring it out or not. People go their whole life looking for something outside themselves when it's all there. You born with it. A baby start walking, a baby start talking, a baby start eating. Just watch a child, bro. A baby will start knowing when they got to use the bathroom. A baby will cry when they're hungry. All these things. You'll injure yourself and your body will heal itself. All this stuff is literally here. In the civilizations that came before us, without any of these religious texts that exist now, knew more about the natural world than we'll know by the time we gone. You born with it. You born with God. You don't read it in the text. You don't get it from church. You don't get it by putting a suit on and a tie. All these are constructs of man. Religion is a man-made thing. Spirituality, consciousness, natural order, that's from God. It's pretty simple. It's not that, and if anybody is part of religion, that doesn't make them bad, because all religions have major principles that help people live a better life. Now, if somebody said there's a Christian, I'd be like, I aspire to be Christ-like. Christ is a consciousness that was learned, that was already there, that was brought out. See, a person could tell you all about the Bible, but then like the important parts of the Bible is from 12 to 32. The missing years is a person going out and learning everything there is to know about the natural world and coming back and bringing that and saying, when y'all learn what I learned, when you become unworldly, this world y'all living in, when you get back to the natural world, you'll find God. It's as simple as that. All of that is to say that. The rest of this shit is just people that weaponize shit to find ways to divide and conquer people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if a person uses whatever religion as their tool or their vehicle to find that thing for them and that principle system, you'll never hear me pull up at your doorstep saying, "Do you accept the light of Christ? This is the Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. Come on out, boy. We're finna hang you in the name of the Lord." Like, no, that's the 5% of the people that's radicalized it. Those are your Nazis. Those are your those are the bad people. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's Muslim is not in the Taliban, cuz like like let's be clear. Like just like every Hispanic person ain't in the cartel. You know what I'm saying? Every Asian person is not Yakuza. Like bro, like let's every German person is not a Nazi, bro. Like that every black person ain't a gang member. You know what I'm saying? Like so at the end of the day, bro, like this is that people take stereotypes to make me think when I'm jogging through my neighborhood and somebody see dreads that people automatically become alarmed. But if I smile and I wave and I speak, they all become disarmed. All the old people in my neighborhood love me because when I'm jogging through, I be talking to them and stuff. I don't get scared of they dogs and you know what I'm saying? Like it's like they gotta feel it. They gotta feel it. And once you know who you are and what your purpose is, like ain't nobody strip it from you. Talk to them. That raising the family thing is what I was told was the most revolutionary act, bro. Jay Mitch, y'all ever hear me say I treat people 1-to-1? Y'all ever hear me say I treat people 1-to-1? It was deep. What's the movie? I bet. It's the stuff we eat in the unnatural world we live in that close your third eye. Third eye multimedia. She Vibe Nation. LIP. Now are you getting there? She then went back and watched my old stuff, man. He came back and doubled back on me. He said, yeah, they judge you by your dreads because I had some, but when they get to know you. But see, this is the thing. I used to have missionaries come when I used to have my business in the mall. There was some Koreans next to me, a South African, Zulu. There was a black imam. It was some Israelis. It was some black Jewish people right there. Some Indians. Bro, it's it was all so many different types. It was some Turkish. It was two Turkish brothers that had, and bro, there's a bunch of different people and nationalities that was in this strip in the mall, in the gallery in Birmingham, and like I was like one of the only black people there. At one point for like 2 years, I was the only black vendor, and people used to walk up to me all the time. I used to wear the Vibe LIP shit back then, so like people walk up to me and be like, start talking about religion. I'm like, how you doing, man? My name Buddha. My name Lyndon. I just be like, bro, like, it's no way you can save my soul without doing like the human thing first, man. Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. Like, ain't that where we start? And I used to tell them, man, people would go get like they senior missionary people or nah, they go get everybody for me. I'm like, go get as many people as you need. Like, we're going to all start at the basic human thing of if you look at me like I'm not the same as you and you got something that I don't have, first and foremost, I would never come up to a grown man and try to offer them anything like eternal salvation or damnation without even just speaking and saying, what's up? My name is such and such. You're already alarmed by the way I look. You keep looking at this, at the bandanas and stuff like, bro, like you see me up here. I'm on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? So this is my thing, man. Why would I care about anybody who believes in something that connects them to God, that tells them not to judge, and the first thing out their mind is like visibly how I look? Technically, if you was going by in the Bible, when Jesus came back to the disciples, they didn't even know what he looked like. Came back as a spirit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we even talking about? How they know I'm not Jesus, Yeshua? How they don't know? Because Christ is supposed to live in you and through you. So you would be the Christ too. You would be Jesus. If you truly living it the right way, but because you're supposed to be able to see God in everybody. And if you can't see God in everybody, then what are you believing in? the chosen people.
Let me
So I
teach you
believe
how to
in some
vibe.
shit that the chosen people don't look like me. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, like, I don't be wanting to offend people by saying, like, how I really think. But it's like, that's it. I treat everybody one to one. We all one. I can't, no man is beneath me. No man is above me. Everybody's on the equal playing field. And that's the way I live my life. So if I live my life like that and I don't treat any of y'all, anybody less than or better than, that's the start and the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, double check the name. All right. He said, judge you just for sister passing for that low dress. Stop. To try to calcify the planet again. Anybody ever done the DMT? I haven't done it, but I've watched a lot of content on it. I've read a little bit about it. My only fear about that, Alex, is dealing with somebody that would. I've been around two people that are dead now that people did something to them on a trip. I can't trust nobody with that shit, bro. Like I you know what I'm saying? Dr. Sabier or some shit could have sent me on that. I would have trusted with that, but nah, I don't trust none of these people. Now people do anything for some paper. See, when people judge you, they judging you based on how they feel about themselves. Vibe Nation used to always say it's a mirror. People judge you and treat you how they feel about themselves. So when somebody get mad at me and y'all wonder why I don't trip when somebody be trolling, because they really just telling you what they think about themselves. Like, I could do it in real time, but I ain't gonna hurt nobody's feelings because they'll be mad. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't need no ops. I don't need no enemies, bro. So I just do it that. He said when black young men commit crimes, they call us when they, I mean, that's all that stuff is obvious though, Mel. That's just colorism. He said, go deep. Your relationship with God is your personal relationship, and people don't understand it. Man, I ain't gotta say nothing, burn it down, you know. It's a consciousness. Christ ain't never said he coming back. He said that Christ will return. And when that level of consciousness where people understand we all want how to operate and to stop being divided by the smallest of things. Like, people would tell me I'm going to hell because I ain't a Christian and then realize that Christ was never a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man was just opposite of worldly things and operate on a natural understanding of them 20 years cuz was gone, cuz out there learning everything. I called my son out of Egypt. He ain't call him out of at the Southwater Creek Baptist Church.